Tokyo nights, neon lights, lost in the city, another life. Drinking sake, feeling right. Got faded in japing, what a sight.
What's up, faders? Welcome to yet another action-packed episode of Got Faded Japan, and I am your host, Johnny. And as you fine folks know, Got Faded Japan is about two dudes, booze, Japan, and the news. And faders, this is episode number 743, I guess. I think it's 43 or 42. I didn't double check. And I have to confess, faders, I'm very, very sorry. It's early in the morning for me and late for my guests. So tonight this morning, this afternoon, wherever you are, we're drinking coffee.
Coffee.
Yeah, faders. And I'm here with a very, very good friend of mine, a very old friend of mine that I've known since 1997-ish, 1998, I think. And he's one of my friends, my old coworker, my old DJ pal, my old drinking friend. We never skateboarded together, but we should have. But a legendary icon from the Northern California area, superstar in San Francisco, awesome DJ, awesome music maker, an incredible world famous musician of the digital type. We're here with the one and only Lindsey Green, aka Audiovoid. Lindsey, welcome to the show, my brother.
What's up? Thanks for having me, man.
Now, this right here, I'm doing this podcast because I want to do a podcast, but also it's just a way for me to catch up with you, man. Yeah. I haven't seen you in when was the last time I saw you, man?
Probably the last time that I played there, which was like 2015 or somewhere around there, maybe 2014.
Oh my God, 2014. Actually, okay, so you came to Japan and you toured here in 2015 and you played in Tokyo. Then you played somewhere else in Japan. You played what, Nagoya? Nagano?
Yeah, I think that was like a couple years before. I think that was in like around 2007 or 8 that I played those two shows. Like are you talking about the tour when I came and played at Womb?
Oh, yeah, you played at Womb and then you played at Circus. Yeah, in Tokyo. Those are two different times. But I remember one time you went on tour. I think you went up north. Did you go up north both times? Maybe you did.
No, just one. The first time that I played at Womb, I played there, and then we went up north after that. It was like that dude DJ Starscream was there. He was like the dude from Slipknot.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, it was like that was that time. And then the last time that I was there, I just played at whatever show that was. It was like a little underground kind of like basement type area. I think you were live painting down there.
That's right. I was live painting. Oh, I forgot. I was live painting during your set. That's right. Oh my goodness. Yeah. No, that was at Circus. And right now, Circus, that club right now is like really iconic. Like Goldie,
Nice.
Goldie was in town, I think 3 weeks ago, and he played there.
That's the underground, the little like underground place or whatever, like downstairs. Nice.
Yep. Actually, all the best clubs are underground. I think it's because of the noise, the bass. If you're underground, the neighbors don't complain, or at least not as much. So yeah,
seems like there's a lot of underground like or like basement type areas in Japan, like basement bars and clubs and stuff.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I've got one venue that I organize events at called Knob, N-O-B, and that's in Shibuya. I know, great name. So there's a whole story behind it. I can tell you if you want. But yeah, that's underground. And yeah, I've been underground a couple of times when we had like minor earthquakes, and it's a little concerning when you're underground in like a little venue that's like full of people, like it's like shoulder to shoulder, and all of a sudden everything starts moving. You're like, wait, is that the bass?
Yeah, it sounds sketch.
Oh, dude, mega sketch. Oh, dude. So, Lindsey, I want to talk about your music. So, actually, before we talk about the music, let's talk about how we met.
Yeah. Met at Amoeba Music.
That's right. Amoeba Music, the iconic secondhand and new hand record store in San Francisco, Berkeley, and now Los Angeles. Yeah. Holy smokes. You know what? I only worked there for 1 year, but I still miss my time working at Amoeba. I still have my Amoeba shirt.
I could have sworn you worked there for longer than a year. That's crazy that you were only there that short of a time.
I think it was like a year and a half, but it's just like, I mean, when I
Hmm.
was working there, I was working pretty much full time. I was like working
Hmm.
there,
Yeah,
and then in
you were
the
there a while.
evenings, I was organizing all my raves, and actually, we organized
Uh-huh.
raves. What was the
Hmm.
name of that rave that we
Oh
organized?
yeah, we did that under those we did those two underground things in Oakland,
Yeah, the
right? Like
warehouse.
that was yeah, you and me and like Fife and stuff. Yeah.
Yes, and
That first
Marcus.
one, yeah, and Marcus. That first one was really fun. I remember we tried to do it again and the second one bombed, but yeah, the first one went off pretty well.
Yeah, that first one was insane. Yeah, what happened with the second one? I don't know. It was before the internet was like really used for useful things. Back then, it was just like
Yeah.
animals falling off trees or something.
Yeah, it was like the beginning of the internet, but yeah, like yeah, most promoting was still being done the old school flyer way, it seemed like.
Oh
Or at
God.
least that's what we thought. Maybe we should have jumped on the internet and promoted it like
Oh,
more. But yeah,
right.
I don't think Facebook or anything was around back then. That was like that might have been around the time of Friendster.
Yeah, and I think it was before Friendster. My God,
Yeah,
showing our
maybe.
age just a little bit. Oh
Yeah,
my gosh.
it's funny. I actually really miss MySpace. Speaking of like old social media stuff,
Why do you miss
like
MySpace?
I remember how excited I was when I was able to like figure out how to like put in code or what, like look up like code to like pimp your page out or whatever and put like whatever, just pictures or like weird animated images like moving on your page and just the idea of being able to like make my own little like front page and have like the music that I was working on at that time, just being able to like upload it right there was like such a big deal to me. I thought it was so cool. And obviously that's like pretty normal now. Every site does that. But
Yeah.
yeah, seemed like MySpace, that was like, I don't know, that was like the beginning of that. And then Facebook just kind of like took it to another level or whatever. And I don't know.
Right.
I still never really liked Facebook though, or like the way like any of those other sites handled it. I don't know. Something about MySpace, I just like really resonated with me.
Hmm. I
Yeah.
I liked I liked it all when it started, but now I don't really like it because there's so many rules, and every time you post something,
Yeah.
it's just like half the time I'm worried that it's going to get taken down or something.
Yeah. It's
Put something up, I'm like, please let this one stick.
yeah, lots of rules, lots of censorship, lots of just competition, competing with everyone.
Oh God, yeah, yeah. Tell me about it. This is all good though. Oh man. So Amoeba, God, do you miss the old Amoeba days? Like going there, getting bagels on Sunday. Yeah, like I'll get a
Oh yeah.
bagel, I get a cup of coffee. I go in my little station where because I was putting I was putting CDs in cases and the little
Yeah, yeah.
what
You
were
were
they
in
called? Diamond
receiving.
cases.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was doing that and stuff. And like every 40 minutes, I just go outside and smoke a cigarette. Like I was
Mm.
such a heavy smoker. And then after I smoke cigarettes and drink a couple of cups of coffee, I'm like, I wonder what Lindsay's doing, So I go out and I'm like, hey, what's up, man? And then I'd hang out with Marcus for a little bit, and then I'd come back in the receiving. There'd be like so many like hip hop CDs that piled up, and hip hop were the worst because we had to have all the security stuff on it.
Yeah, yeah. Security taping. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Oh man, I miss those days. Yeah. Yeah, like everything. I mean, like, everything just kind of like degrades over time, and Amoeba obviously did that. It was like degrading the whole time I was there, getting like closer and closer to like closing, it seemed like, even though it's still open.
Mhm.
But yeah, in the beginning, it was really fun when all of us homies worked there.
Oh yeah, that was great. I mean, it was before MP3s, Like I even think I think I tried to
It
talk to
wasn't it wasn't
it was
before MP3s.
it was like MP3s were around, but they weren't like a thing. I mean, oh no,
It
MP3s
was
were around.
it was before like streaming, like it was like before like Spotify and
Mm.
like normalized streaming sites. But yeah, I mean, MP3 was
Hmm.
definitely around then.
Yeah, but not like in abundance where you could have like an MP3 player. It was like before the was it the iPod. It was before the iPod. So people still bought CDs. People
Yeah,
come in and buy
actually,
like
yeah, you're right. It was right before the iPod. Because
oh, yeah.
because I ended up entering that like Sasha remix contest right around that time, and I actually ended up winning an iPod for like I won like runner-up place or something in
Mhm.
that contest, and I won an iPod. And they like the iPods had just come out, I think, or maybe I don't know. I think it was a second generation. I think they had been out for like a year or two. I don't know. So long ago.
I know, I know. I might now I might still have one of my iPods, one of the little mini ones that could clip on your like shirt and riding a
Mm-hmm.
bike or something, wouldn't fall off. And like, yeah, those are kind of cool. They're convenient.
Yeah.
Oh man. So yeah, back in the day, man, hanging out there was awesome. Oh my God. It was so much fun. Oh geez, yeah. Old school amoeba. Oh man. But we're beyond that now. And so, okay, when I met you, you were Audiovoid and you're already producing tons of music. So let's talk about Audiovoid. So, all right, first off, how did you come up with the name Audiovoid? Because I think that is still one of the sickest names. If somebody came up right now, they're like, I'm Audiovoid, I think the world would be like, whoa, what a great name. But it already exists and you have it. So how did you start off with Audiovoid?
I don't know actually how exactly I came up with that name. I just remember like when I was like I had just started DJing, and then like at the same time started kind of trying to mess around with production, with my very first computer.
Mhm.
And yeah, I just was like brainstorming about a name because I used to like before I came up with Audio Void, I was kind of going by the name Dimension Z, which was just like something that I used to draw all the time. Like I would write it like almost graffiti style on like old drawings and stuff. I used to write Dimension Z on everything. So I was going by that for a while, but yeah, then I was just kind of brainstorming, trying to come up with a name that I thought kind of like fit the like dark, trippy, spacey vibe, I guess. And yeah, and I would just, try and take two different words and put them together and see if they sounded cool. And yeah, at some point I came up with Audio Void and was like, oh, that sounds cool. And so I went and did whatever kind of research I was able to do at the time at the internet with the internet, and didn't see anyone else named like Audio Void, so it stuck.
And can you
Like,
describe your music a little bit?
um, yeah, I guess. I mean, I've kind of done different styles over, like I've never really stuck with one particular style, but I guess like no matter what style I'm doing, it all still has the same kind of like vibe to it,
Mhm.
which I would say is just dark, psychedelic, trippy, um, gritty, industrial influenced. Not industrial per se, but definitely like influenced by like industrial stuff. And IDM too, a little bit of IDM influence in there. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Dark, gritty, trippy.
Definitely, absolutely. You've got your own style. It's like the audio void touch. I mean, if you listen to like 100 different tracks, like just like, techno or industrial or anything, like any kind of like a techno-esque kind of like music. And if you hear your track, you automatically know it's an audio void track. You've got your own signature style, which is really cool because I mean, I think that's what a lot of like artists try to achieve, visual
Mhm.
artists and audio artists. So when you hear something, you're like, oh, shoot, that's Metalheads, or oh man, that's
Mhm.
definitely like John B or something, or oh, that's definitely audio void. So yeah, absolutely. And yeah, sometimes it takes a lifetime of producing like artwork, video and audio just to make. So you've established it, and that's really awesome.
density would be infinite. Physical stress volume. You see, at that instant, radio waves. In all tighten. All tighten. Physical stress. In all tighten. And there's no way our physics can handle the situation.
It almost makes you want to dance.
"23 hours ago. Physical stress volume. You see, at that instant, all the matter of the universe would have been squashed down to a point, a place of no volume.
Nice. Yeah. I think with like my older stuff, I mean, obviously, like as a musician, we're constantly evolving and looking back at our older stuff and being like, oh, it's better now or whatever. But I would say my sound has always been there, but like in the past, it was like my sound was like not that like high of fidelity or something. Like I don't know, like I had a sound, but I wasn't able to like get like as high quality of a sound as I wanted. And now, like over all these years, I'm like finally at the point where I'm able to like get like a still very gritty, but higher fidelity sound, which still has like my old Audiovoid like sound imprinted on it. I don't know
Oh, that's
if that
awesome.
makes any sense.
It does make sense. And are you still using digital or are you using hardware? Like right now in
Yeah.
Tokyo, there's kind of like a move to do hardware. Like I forget what it's called, but it's like kind of like the it's like where the DJs show up and they of course they have like the CDJs, but also they have their computer and then like 5, 6, 7 different boxes with all these
Mm-hmm.
module DJing, and they're
Mm-hmm.
unplugging stuff and plugging stuff in, and I have no idea how they're doing it. I'm just like,
Oh, like using like modular
modular. Yeah,
boards and
that's
stuff.
it.
Nice.
Yeah, there's like a movement for that right now. Of course, the majority of DJs are still using like CDJs or whatnot, but it's just like,
Yeah.
if you go to a club, you'll probably see one DJ show up and you'll start like stacking stuff up and you're just like, oh boy, here we go. I get excited when I see that. I'm like, I don't
Yeah,
even
me
care what it
too.
sounds like. It's going to be awesome. I know it's going to be
Yeah.
awesome, because nobody messes around for the first time and does that stuff. When they go on stage and they have all those like boxes, they've been messing around for years, so
Yeah.
it's impressive. And I love that stuff.
Yeah, hell yeah. Yeah, no, yeah, I haven't done any live shows for a long time now, but
Mm.
yeah, when I was doing them, I was pretty much still doing the Ableton Live computer like hybrid DJ set type thing. It's
Mhm.
like DJ slash live remixing, I
Mhm.
guess, in a
Cool.
way. Um, but yeah, I've never really liked playing in Ableton because I mean I started on like vinyl decks, and like kind of like transitioned to Ableton, just because it was easier to like go out and play shows with my laptop and stuff and not have to worry about like vinyl and decks and stuff anymore. But at the same time, I never really got like the satisfaction that I did from actually like hands-on DJing. So yeah, I ended up buying a Pioneer like all-in-one XDJ thing. It's basically like two, CDJs like in a mixer all in one unit or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Ended up buying that. And so yeah, like when I start playing shows out again, I'm probably gonna just go the CDJ route, just for simplicity. And maybe at some point, like I'll start trying to incorporate my computer back into it as well. So I could do, which is actually a pretty good idea. It's actually, and I've played shows like that before where I kind of like mix back and forth between my set on my laptop and then like a CDJ.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and it's good to have that because it's also like serves as like a backup. So if one of like if the computer crashes or if the CDJ gets fucked up or something, the music like doesn't have to like stop because there's like two different sound sources.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Yeah, that still happens not quite a bit, but every so often, you'll be at a club. Where was I actually? Oh, yeah, I was at an underground club in Utenji, which is just south of Shibuya, and it was like the small like hangout spot slash mini club or whatever that all these DJs hang. It's like a club for DJs, right? And it's strictly underground. Like when I walked in, I walked in with a couple of friends. Everybody's kind of looking at me, and I had to speak Japanese a little bit. Where they're like, "Okay, this guy's okay," He didn't just hop off the plane, right? So anyway, I went there, and even a place like this, the decks, one of the deck, I think it happened twice, where like the deck crashed or whatever. The CDJ just
Mm,
stopped or something,
mhm.
And I was just like, what? And I mean, at first there's like boo, but for me, I kind of like it because it's real, because like a lot
Yeah,
of times
yeah,
you go to clubs and like every set is completely perfect, it's
yeah.
flawless because it's like super digital and I don't know how they do it. I think everything's like so pre-planned, whatever. But it's just
Well, it's
like,
just all beat gridded in like,
oh yeah,
like in like record box software.
there's got to be it. But I mean, dude, remember back in the day when we used to spin with records? I mean, like you and I would go to clubs, or you and I would actually DJ at clubs, and we're there. We'll be at the bar or something, or on the dance floor, and we'll be just sipping on a beer or something, and we'll just be watching the DJ, and then all of a sudden you hear like a slight train wreck, or you hear like
Yeah.
somebody they mess up with like the bass, like they forgot to put the bass or something, and you just hear that little like the mistake that only lasted like maybe 1 or 2 seconds, but being a DJ, you caught it. And you're like,
Yeah,
yeah,
you hear it.
oh,
Yeah.
I caught that, and
Yeah.
especially the train wrecks. And dude, when I first started DJing, I would train wreck quite a bit. Let's be honest. But yeah, I love catching that. So going to the club and hearing that, it's kind of cool. I dig it. It makes the night a little bit more interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. I like hearing a little, obviously like not too much of a train wreck, but yeah, like if you hear it slip a little bit and then you hear them correct it real quick, it's like nice because you hear it and then you're like reminded that it's a human doing this shit. Like
Yeah.
just like a pre-recorded set or whatever.
Yeah, that's fantastic. With AI coming up so quickly and with so much abundance, it's almost a matter of time before it's just like a jukebox up there.
Yeah.
We're gonna have like the T2000 whatever, like Arnold's up there like DJing or something. It's only a matter of time, folks. Mark my words.
Yeah.
So, but I don't know. Regarding music, what are your thoughts on AI?
I mean, it's interesting. Like, I mean, obviously everyone's like freaking out right now, like with like Suno and Udio coming out, people are talking about like, oh, musicians are about to lose their jobs or whatever, but I don't know. I think it's funny. I think it's like I personally like it. I like have you messed with Suno or Udio,
Uh-uh.
the generative music AIs?
Oh, I use actually the introduction. Oh, now sorry about this. Don't kill me. The introduction to this podcast is AI.
Oh, really?
Yeah, to the YouTube, the introduction is AI. I did it just as a joke, just messing around with it, and then I kind of dug it. I was like, I don't like this. I shouldn't like
Nice.
this, but I kind of like this. So yeah, so for YouTube, the introduction to our YouTube is completely AI generated.
Nice. Yeah, there's a lot of tools, man. I've been messing around with because I've been messing around with like video stuff, trying to make like more interesting visuals, like visual videos, music videos. And yeah, I found some pretty cool AI tools. One that I've been using lately is called Hyper. It's like Hyper. I think it's Google, I think it's a Google site or something. I can't remember. But anyways, the thing I like about it is you can upload, like you can do a full generative thing where you just type out a prompt and you could have it attempt to generate a video from a prompt. But what I like is there's a upload image section, so you can upload. So I've been uploading scanned images of like artwork that I've drawn from over the years, and like I'll upload that and just type in a prompt like trippy moving picture or something, and it basically just spits out like a variation of it where it just attempts to kind of like move the picture, whatever it is. Like it just kind of like moves it around. And it's just a 2 or a 4 second clip, but
Mhm.
even that is really cool. Like being able to take that and then just build up a little library of kind of like semi-original clips. I mean, they're basically original, even though they're from AI, which is technically scraped from the internet. So it's not super original, but it's like more original than a stock video or a stock image, which I think is cool. So there's that. And then, yeah, regarding the music AI stuff, Udio is what, like, that's like first Suno came out and then Udio came out. And I don't know if you said you haven't messed with Udio.
No.
Yeah, it's really cool. You should check it out. It's just a generative prompt based music maker. And it's pretty limited. Like it doesn't even spit out like separated stems or anything like that. But what I really like it for is just kind of like kind of like an inspiration machine, like a hyper inspiration machine. Like I use a lot of randomness in my production. Like I'll use effects and effects racks that I've set up that have like in-depth randomization stuff, and I'll use that a lot and just find like happy accidents and catalog those, save them, and use those in projects and stuff. And yeah, with the AI, like or Udio especially, it's kind of like that, like on crack, like you just it's like randomness, except for like a full song form,
Whoa.
like and not that it's a full song because it only spits out a 30-second long clip, but you know what
Uh-huh.
I mean, like a full like mix. And like so you could type in, like shoegaze, like pretty female vocal something, and it'll spit out something, and it might be, like a lot of the time it'll spit out a song that actually like is catchy sounding, and it's something that I'll I'll save it because I save everything, but like I'll actually start humming it to myself like later, like
Really?
when I know that it's like catchy enough, and I'll be like, oh shit. So at that point I'll take that little 30-second clip or whatever, and you could also extend it in Udio. But yeah, I'll just leave it as like 30-second, download it, and then I'll just chuck it into this other like free program that I have, which is called Ultimate Vocal Remover. And it's just another AI
Hmm.
vocal or vocal separator type tool.
Hmm.
And yeah, I'll just throw that in there and just separate, the vocal from the rest of the music. And it doesn't sound that great. Like already, like it's Udio spits out an MP3, which varies in quality. Sometimes it sounds really good, but even like the best that it sounds, it still is like not great. It's still really obvious it's an MP3. And then once you run it through like a vocal separator thing, it even can potentially even sound worse. But I tend to process stuff in my music so like crazily anyways that I don't think it really matters that much. Like Like I think a lot of the highs that might be squashed and compressed, during MP3, I think a lot of those highs might be actually like those harmonics might be being brought back once I like process them and put a lot of saturation and distortion on them. So it's actually a pretty, I don't know, so far it's been working pretty well to be able to, like it's really fun to be able to just like come up with like a hip hop song idea, type it into Udio and have it spit out something. Sometimes it takes a couple tries, but yeah, eventually like I'll find something that I like and then I can just rip the acapella out of that. And it's basically an original acapella, like people will do that by, they'll go onto Splice and they'll search for like an acapella to chop up or whatever. And this is just, I like this better because it's even more original than that, just like one level original.
Wow, that is fantastic. Yeah, I haven't used AI for any of my artwork regarding like painting and stuff like that. Like for me, I don't know, like I'm tempted. I'm tempted, but it's just like I know me, I've got such a horribly addictive personality where it's just like, I mean, if I do it once, like for example, let's just say I take one of these paintings behind me and I put it in AI and it does something absolutely insane. I'm like, game over. This is what I'm doing from here on out, So,
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing with AI is like it's still not at a point where like the best that you can do with AI is come up with a really cool random idea and then work off of that. Like you can't really use generative AI to like come up with like a very specific idea
Mhm,
because you'll just be like running in circles trying to type in the exact prompt and then like
mhm,
it'll spit out something that's not exactly what you're looking for.
mhm.
So yeah, it's like, yeah. Anyways.
No, 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 no. That makes complete sense. But still, yeah, when it comes to artwork, I mean, to be honest, I mean, I cherish the time that I spend making a painting, the hours and hours and hours it takes to develop the concept and then to actually put like pencil to paper and then, like paintbrush to canvas. For me,
Yeah.
I mean, that's spiritual, I mean, some of your soul goes into each and every piece of artwork that you make, And
Yeah.
yeah, I think that's one of the things that gives it value to a degree. But yeah, I think there's no way I would completely just go into AI and just like make paintings that way if it's possible,
No.
you know.
No, you just
But
want to use it as like a starting point or something, or
yeah,
use it as like, something to manipulate something, like what I was saying, like it's fun to take like scanned images of a painting or a
mm,
picture that you did and then throw that into an AI program and see like what it'll do with it.
yeah,
But,
but I don't want
but
to get.
never rely fully on it.
I'll let somebody else do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah, my wife and I, like we went to this art store. Have you ever been to Seikaido in Shinjuku? It's that mega art store that has like 5 floors of just like art supplies.
Mm. I don't think so.
Yeah, I think actually when we hung out in Tokyo, it was like mostly Shibuya. But there's this art store, and I work with them to promote my art exhibitions. And anyway, I went there recently with my wife, and my wife, she's just like, "Oh my God, they got so many sketchbooks here." I'm like, "Yeah." And then she found these pastels, these amazing pastels. They're super cool. These Japanese pastels that are just so beautiful. And so now my wife and I, we've got this new hobby where at night, just to wind down before we go to bed, we like, pull out the sketchbooks, and I'll do my thing and then she'll do her thing. And usually it's anywhere from like an hour to 2 hours of just like, just having fun and sketching, So I don't want to get used to AI and like kind of destroy our bonding experience every night.
Mm.
Yeah. It's a great way to drink wine too.
Mm.
Yeah, it's like, oh, let's get a bottle of wine and sketch. My wife's like, oh, hell yeah. Oh man, that's awesome. Whoa! Look at all this. Hey, what's up? I'm Johnny, aka the Spilled Ink, the one and only, and today I'm going to make a popsicle painting. I'm really excited to do this. I've got all my paints here. It takes about this much paint to make a popsicle painting, and I've got my two other most important ingredients. Very strong hot coffee. Oh, actually, that's not that hot, but still, it's strong coffee. And I've got punk rock music. With these two things, nothing could go wrong. All right, with that said, let's rock.
You are liked.
You are like wanted.
You are liked, wanted, and loved. You are liked, wanted, and loved.
If you want to get off the beaten path at Tokyo and have an unforgettable experience in Japan, well then, Gamuso welcomes you. Have a drink, enjoy a conversation, and make new friends with the locals at Gamuso. Gamuso provides fun and entertainment of all kinds, from live bands, stand-up comedy performances, to art exhibitions. There's always something exciting happening at Gamuso. Gamuso is located in the heart of Tokyo and just a comfortable 3-minute walk from Asagaya. So come on down to Gamuso. We look forward to meeting you. And I heard your latest track. I got it in an email. Was it like 2 days ago? Believe it or not, it was called like I think it's called At the Record Store. Is that what it's called?
Radio waves.
Radio Waves. That's it. That's it. Yeah, that is pretty awesome. How did you just make that?
Yeah, I made it. Well, I just finished it. I started it. I mean, I pretty much made that track in like a day or two, whenever it was that I started it. It was
Yeah.
months ago. But yeah, I made it and then sat on it for a while, and then which is what I tend to do with music. A lot of the time I'll make stuff and I'll just sit on it and then never release it. But yeah, I'm starting to try and like really get on myself about trying to release. I mean, I'm just trying to like take my stuff and just put it out there and not sit on it anymore, because it's totally useless to just sit on all this music and never put it out there.
Oh man, yeah, you got to put it out there, man. You can't have a vault like Prince, you know. You don't want to die, and all of a sudden, like your family's fighting over like millions and millions of tracks, you know.
Yeah.
Release it to the world, man. But yeah, that track is really, really good. And you made a music video for that one too, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. How can people see the music video? Is it on Hulu or YouTube or something?
Yeah, I uploaded it to YouTube, just my Audiovoid YouTube channel.
Okay, fantastic. I'm gonna have access to that track and to the music video in the show notes. So faders, go down to the show notes, and that's gonna be on YouTube and on Spotify and iTunes, whatever. Just go in there and stuff. Click on the link, and yeah, and they can buy it from the link too, right?
Yeah, that track is available only on my Bandcamp
Bandcamp. All right, cool,
for
fantastic.
purchase. Yeah, but then yeah, I have other tracks like on Spotify and stuff. But the tracks that are on Spotify are tracks that are released officially through a label. And that track Radio Waves I just made and released myself. I just didn't even really release it. I just made it and just threw it up on Bandcamp and YouTube and everywhere.
That's awesome.
which is what I'm going to start trying to do, like more regularly.
Yeah, you should do that as much as you can. Yeah. And you're looking for gigs right now, or are you waiting for a little bit or taking it easier?
I'm chilling. I'm not actively like I'm currently still in a pretty crappy living situation, living like a hermit up in the hills.
That's the way to do
But
it, man. I wish I
but
could do that. Get me out of the city, man. Take me up to Niigata. I'd love to be up
um,
in a mountain making music and artwork.
yeah, it sounds fun when you're like yeah, it sounds like a good idea until you're actually in the situation and then it sucks. But yeah, I'm excited to get back, like to move back to where there's stuff happening and I can actually like see people and hang out with people and collaborate with people. And damn it, I forgot what my point was. Um what was our point?
The benefits are the pros and cons of being up in the mountains creating artwork.
Yeah, but I forgot what my point was while I was talking about that. Oh yeah, about gigs. Yeah, so I'm not currently trying to look for gigs right now because I'm just too far out. But within a month or two, we're gonna be like moving, and at that point, I'm gonna be back into the swing of things, hopefully. And at that point,
Nice.
I'm gonna be starting to try and get gigs again, I think. But in the meantime, I'm just gonna keep taking either like new works in progress music that I'm working on, or even just taking like old stuff, like what I was talking about that I made and just never released, and just kind of like retouch it up and re throw it out there. Yeah.
Do it. Yeah, absolutely, man. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, and so after you get some gigs like in San Francisco and Los Angeles, are you thinking about traveling overseas again? I mean, you've traveled to what, a couple of countries, and definitely Japan twice, Australia, New Zealand, and so on. But yeah, is that in the works at all? Or I've got some
Um,
friends in Europe, man. I could probably hook you up
mhm.
in France.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be down. Yeah, I don't, like I said, I don't have anything in the works at the moment, but yeah, if I start touring again or playing again, I'd be more than happy to come back to Japan or Australia. I never played in New Zealand, but that would be cool to go to New Zealand too.
Lots of
Um,
drum and bass there.
or or even I've actually never been to Europe, so it'd be great to visit and play in Europe.
Oh, God.
Um,
Yeah, Europe is great.
oh, and Thailand too. I've been to Thailand like 5 times and I've never played over there, so it'd be great to get some gigs over there.
I've never heard of any of your Thailand stories, but I go to, well, before Corona, before the big Coronas, my wife and I would go to Thailand once a year, right? And we'd go there and we'd hang out, pretty much we just eat. We'd stay in the hotel, we'd eat, and then we meet Gavin or a couple of my other friends that are out there and stuff. And then Gavin's a guy that we used to work with. And every time I hung out with Gavin, he would talk about, like when he first came to Thailand, he's like, yeah, Thailand's changed quite a bit, but I've got the story where this one thing happened and and I'm just like, wow, yeah, you guys used to go to Thailand quite a bit, back in the day.
Yeah, yeah, a lot. Um, yeah, we went like multiple times, and then they like a big group of us went multiple times, and then they just kept going back, and then yeah, like multiple of them ended up moving over there. Gavin and like two of my other friends moved over there,
Mhm.
but yeah, Gavin's the only one that still lives there.
Really? No, I think there's another one of our friends, or one of kind of your guys' friends that still lives out there.
Really?
Dark hair. He had a beard back in the day before beards were cool. I think it
Yeah.
begins with a J. I don't know. I don't know. I should give him a call. But yeah, he's doing great. And yeah, I can't wait to
Wait,
get
Ben,
back.
is it Ben?
It might
Ben,
be
maybe?
Ben. I don't know.
I don't know.
Anyway, yeah, we should get Gavin on the show. I can give him a call right now. It's like only an hour. I think it's an hour behind, so it's still like 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Oh, I've been working since 6 o'clock this morning. I feel like it's nighttime for me right now. Jeez. Ugh.
Damn. Yeah,
Ugh.
I woke up really early. I woke up at like 7, I think, this morning. which is early for me. Yeah, it looks like it's 12 in Bangkok right now.
Oh wow, so it's 2 hours back. Okay, gosh, I love Bangkok. I heard that the Japanese yen is equal to the baht right now.
That's crazy.
Isn't that crazy? So yeah, my
Because
wife
yeah,
and I were,
everything was like always I thought I remembered everything being like twice as expensive in Japan
it
uh,
was.
when I used to go there. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. The last time when you came here, yeah, it was really. I mean, when I used to go back to this, well, I mean, I've been living in Japan for so long. When I first came to Japan, it was kind of tough, right? Because all of a sudden everything was like two, three times the price as it was in like America until I started like working in Japan, right? And then when I started making like Japanese yen and going back to the States was awesome because when I lived in the States, I was always poor. And all of a sudden I'd come back, and all of a sudden like $100 of Japanese yen was now like $150, something like that, right? And I was just
Mhm.
like, great, I'm gonna go to the comic
You're
book
like
shop. I'm gonna
balling.
buy some CDs. I'm gonna buy some clothes. I'd never bought shoes before. I'm buying shoes. So I was going crazy, right? Going to the bar, being like, all right, this round's on Johnny. But now it's like opposite. Now I go to the States, I'm like, mom, dad, everybody, I'm just gonna stay in the basement and watch TV and drink Budweiser. I ain't going anywhere. If you want to see me, I'll be down there. But yeah, yeah, right now it's just like, I mean, if you're gonna come to oh, well, okay. For you to come to Japan and perform out here is probably not a problem at all. The most expensive thing would be the plane ticket, right? So you come out
Mhm.
here and everything, I think right now, the last time I checked, everything is like 40 points below. So for example, a can of Coke in America, if that cost $1, in Japan it costs like 60 cents, right?
Hmm.
Which is about
Okay.
the same as like the bot, right? So pretty much if you come here, I mean, your dollars go very, very, very far, very far.
I
Only
like the sound
problem
of
is,
that.
yeah, but the problem is, all right, so let's say you're here and you get like 3 or 4 gigs and you're getting paid in Japanese yen, right? And you're like, yay, I got paid. But then you take that money that you just made and then you change it to American dollars and you're like,
Oh,
oh
nice.
no,
Yeah,
I
that
made
sucks.
$50.
Hmm.
But I think a lot of it is pretty much for the experience too when you come to Japan. So I think a lot of the
Yeah.
DJs and musicians, I mean, because we're getting so many musicians coming out here now, it's like crazy. It's like like I said, Goldie's been here like twice in the last year and a half, I think. And we're getting so many bands from Australia coming in. Like I just booked 2 Australian bands to perform in Shibuya yesterday. So it's just like everybody's coming here. So I think they're just coming here for the experience. And I guess it's kind of like what are they calling it? They're calling it a buycation. The buycation is where you go somewhere just to buy stuff. So
Oh.
yeah, so you come there, you just buy a bunch of stuff. You show up with like an empty suitcase. I wonder how that is in like customs. If you work at customs at Narita or Haneda Airport, and you get like all these people showing up with empty suitcases, and you're like, what is going on here? We're coming here to buy all your stuff, I guess. So,
You're
but
coming to buy
anyway,
a bunch of hentai and shit.
oh, gee, yeah, yeah, I guess. I wonder, I wonder what everybody's buying out here. I wonder what's like what is being sold the most to the tourists. Of course, it's sushi and ramen, but probably I think a lot of people come out here and they go to Uniqlo. They buy a lot of stuff from Uniqlo and maybe Don Quixote, like snacks, Japanese snack, probably luxury goods. Probably a lot of Louis Vuitton bags or Coach bags or something. They go back to the States or Europe or wherever and they sell them and pay for their whole vacation times 10. Oh man. Yeah, that's what you should do, Lindsay. Get some tracks
Yeah.
together. Let me call some guys that can bring you on here. No problem. Oh, that's cool. Hey, speaking of tracks, before our interview, I opened up my crate and I found a couple of I guess diamonds, right? I did some digging and I pulled up some gems, bro. Do you remember these?
Oh shit.
Yeah, look at this, dude. I got your CDs, man. I even bought this one at Amoeba. Check that out. How much were you selling that for? $10.
Yeah, $10.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, dude. So I got a couple of your CDs here, man. Yeah, dude. See, that's what kind of a friend I am, right? I threw on all my CDs, all my old CDs. Everything went away except for these and a couple of other like classics. But yeah,
That's
man.
awesome.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, the next time you come on, you got to sign these. That will be awesome. Yeah, and speaking of your artwork, man, the cool thing about your artwork, it's so odd. It's so odd. It's so bizarre. It's so detailed and it's so original, man. Like, look at the CD case, dude. This one here is for Disconnect Yourself, right? And if you look right here, faders, for everybody that's watching us on YouTube, and you should be watching us on YouTube, check that out. Look at that design. Isn't that incredible? How did you make that? Did you make that with a ballpoint pen or something?
Yeah, it's an old pen and ink drawing, and yeah, it's just like cut up into like a couple different parts.
Oh my God, dude. That is awesome. I'll tell you what, man, if you come out here, or not if, when you come out here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to book you to perform at one of my events, right? And then I'm also going to book you to actually showcase your artwork at maybe Tokyo Art Tank or one of my other like art extravaganzas. So that'll
That
be
would be
cool.
sick.
And then you could DJ there. That'll be great.
That would be awesome. Yeah, I've always wanted to score some kind of like a gig like that, like an art, some kind of an art gig where I could like showcase my art and music at the same time. Yeah, that right there, that's the first album that I ever made, my first CD.
Twilight Machine. Dude, you should be a copywriter. These names are fantastic. Audiovoid, Twilight Machine, Disconnect Yourself. My,
Yeah, I need to remaster and re-release those because they're pretty janky sounding nowadays. But
well,
uh but yeah, like they wouldn't need that much more work and to like sound good enough to be like re-released. Hold on one second.
no problem. No, but I think these sound absolutely fantastic. So
Sorry, I had
faders.
to let my cat in.
Oh, you got a cat?
Yeah, I had to let my cat in the door.
Ah, I know how that is. I used to have a cat. Oh man. So awesome, dude. Yeah, very, very cool. So the future for Audio Void is moving closer to the city and then playing gigs and then touring. Am I leaving anything out?
Yeah, I think that's that's the general plan. I don't really have any like thing solidly planned out yet, but yeah, that's the general gist, I think. Oh my God, my other cat is trying to get in now. Sorry.
Oh my gosh, cats, what can you do? Yeah, my cat would do the same thing while I was podcasting. My cat would like to be, when I was podcasting, my cat would just be like, come up to me and she like try to be in the show, you know? She like try to like poke her head up and be like, hey, what's up? You know? Or if I was interviewing somebody, she would play with the person I was interviewing. Like, I mean, my cat was like so playful. So yeah.
Hmm,
Oh, cats, they're the best pets.
they
Oh
are.
man.
They're
Yeah,
like our little children.
I know. I know. Tell me about it. But yeah, that's awesome. And if there's anything I can do to support you, man, in Japan or Europe or anything, you know, if you ever need anything, you just let me know, man. I've always got your back. I'll always have your back, man.
Thank you, man. Appreciate that.
Yeah.
Faden.
Oh, dude, you're doing great, man. You're doing really, really great. Seriously. Yeah. I mean, I'm exhausted right now. I'm on like a bunch of cups of coffee. I've got this art exhibition coming up so quickly. Lindsay, you have no idea. I'm like one of those people, well, as you know, I've known you for so long, but I'm like one of those people that has to do like three things at the same time. And I got to have deadlines that just are almost like, I mean, for example, I got a huge project coming up in about a week. I got like so many meetings happening the week after that. And then the week after that, I've got Tokyo Art Tank, which is like this huge art exhibition that I'm rocking, right? And so it's just like I'm completely exhausted. I'm not sleeping at all. I'm so delirious, right? Dude, I'm not even drinking that much anymore. Like, I mean, usually when I do Cafe to Japan, it's like basically our tagline is two dudes booze Japan in the news, right? Where me and my co-host or whoever I'm talking to and stuff, we're drinking, we're talking, we're having a good time and stuff, you know. And but now it's just like dude, I can't afford to be intoxicated at all. I can't afford to be hungover or anything like that. So yeah, it's just non-stop for me. So I'm just like sleeping like 3-4 hours a night. It's crazy, man. But yeah. Oh, speaking of Tokyo Art Tank, like I said, man, if you ever want to come to, or when you come to Japan, dude, I'm so gonna book you for Tokyo Art Tank. We'll kind of set that up. So that'd be really great.
Yeah, I would love that.
Man, dude, it's been great hanging out with you. I know you're so tired, it's so late there and stuff, so I'm gonna let you go. But man, it's so good to see you, man. It's so good to hang out with you. Next time we'll flip the script. It'll be early morning for you and then late night for me. And I'll probably be drinking.
Yeah, totally.
Just give me a couple of weeks. Just wait until like all this madness kind of like calms down a bit. After Tokyo Art Tank, I'm gonna be completely fine. But oh geez, right now, dude, my mind's going on and like going out in like 3 different directions, dude. It's crazy. Geez. I need to go to the mountains. That's what I got to do. I'm gonna go to Niigata, just chill in the mountains in 3 weeks and just bring up like a couple of rolls of canvas and miles of paint and just get to work. But man,
Yeah.
thank you so much. And oh gosh, all right, how can people find you? I mean, they can Google your name, but is there any like special websites that they should go to?
Yeah, so it's kind of annoying. Um, it's like if you just type in Audiovoid in Google, there's like a couple Audiovoids that come up because there's some other people who there's like one other artist that goes by Audiovoid who does like techno,
Oh,
and then there's like another Audiovoid recordings. So yeah, like I know like on my SoundCloud and my Facebook, I have it as audiovoid.layers, layers with a Z, because layers was like that was a moniker that I was going by for a while. Um, but yeah, so audiovoid layers or audiovoid.layers is probably an easy way for people to find me. I mean, generally you can just Google search audiovoid and like, like it should be the either the top or the second to the top one. It's just kind of annoying that some other people started going by Audio Void,
I've got the
and
same situation.
they obviously didn't do their research when they chose their name. God damn it!
Dude, my artist name is the Spilt Ink. And I figured nobody's gonna use the Spilt Ink because I mean this is like this is like 2000, 2001. Yeah, maybe even before that. I mean nobody would ever have the Spilt Ink. It means you're spilling ink, you're making mistakes, you suck. I thought it was genius. And now there's like so many like companies and people. Dude, somebody contacted me because they said their name was a Spilt Ink. And I'm like, mine's trademark, bitch.
They were trying to send you like a cease and desist or some shit.
No, this dude from some place I'm not gonna say. I don't like saying like like countries or cities or anything when I'm talking shit. But some not smart person contacted me saying that they're the Spilt Ink, and yeah, that was a fun little email exchange. Yeah,
That's
and
annoying.
I don't think that person's around anymore. I'm sticking around forever, Spilt Ink for life. I
Nice.
suck. Yeah, so
Yeah.
yeah, but anyway, so I'm gonna have all your links down in the show notes, Spader. So go down the show notes and click on the YouTube, the SoundCloud, anything and everything that he's got. And yeah, support Lindsay, man. So I mean, if you can buy a couple of tracks, can they buy your CDs? I love the CD. The CD for me is like timeless. Actually, that's another
Nice.
thing about your music. It's timeless. If you release this today, this would be like super awesome music. People who listen to this are like, holy smokes, this is the future. You're like, no, man, I made that 20 years ago. It's like
Yeah,
listening to
I
Jimi
need
Hendrix
to
for the first time.
yeah, I need to remaster that shit and release it, re-release it. But yeah, I'm stoked that you still like it.
Yeah, dude, definitely, man. Of course. And dude,
Um,
I'm stoked that you're still making music and you've got music videos and stuff. That is awesome, man. That is so awesome because a lot of our friends don't DJ anymore. A lot of our friends work
mhm.
at the post office, but that's cool. They got kids.
Yeah. Yeah, I stopped, or I mean, I settled down for a long time, but yeah, I'm starting to get pretty fully back into absorb back into the music thing again.
Nice, dude. I'm glad to
Excited
hear it,
about
man. Dude,
it.
well, Lindsay, thank you so much. And faders, thank you so much for fading with us. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this podcast, this episode. And if you want to support the show, there's so many different ways to support the show. We've got, of course, Patreon. We're all over Instagram, the Facebooks. We don't do TikTok. That's all good. But we're pretty much anywhere and everywhere else. And yeah, thank you very much for chilling with us. And we'll definitely see you next time. Peace.
Pace, pace. Thank you. Thanks for having me.